Mel, you hear me?
Hello, Miss Jen. Morning. Magtatanong na.
Yeah. Introduce muna.
Okay, I'm Mel Caparas from Pageant Chronicle. Thanks for
Okay.
inviting.
Sorry to interrupt. Are we recording, please? Sorry. Thank you.
I-record mo na. Wait
Recording in progress.
Oh, Dad, could you click the OK button for me,
Okay,
please?
it's recorded. Now, second is
Thank you.
Jay Barbo of Pageant Trend.
Hello, Miss Janine. Hi, everyone. Mabuhay, Philippines.
Hello.
My name is Jay Barbo, and I'm from Pageant Trend. Thank you so much for inviting.
Okay, next is Ferdinand Abihon of Eventology and Mixology.
Hi, Janine. Good morning. I'm Ferdy. Nice to meet you, and hopefully, we would see your journey in the coming weeks and months leading to the Queen of International Trade.
Okay, thank you. Next is Eton Concepcion of Manila Standard.
Mabuhay and good morning. Hello, Queen Janine.
Good morning.
Okay, next is Francois of Pageant, Mag Philippines.
Hello, good evening, Janine. Good morning, everyone. Francois Diaz from Pageant Mag Philippines. Wishing you all Merry Christmas.
And of course, Noli Berrioso of OPMB Worldwide.
Hi, good morning. Happy holidays, everyone. Good morning here in Manila and good evening there in Colorado, right? You're in Colorado.
Yes,
Janine?
Opo.
Okay.
Okay, next is Joy Arguil of Philippines.
Hi, Janine. Good evening and good morning, everyone. I'm Joy Arguil from Pub Philippines.
And of course, the very beautiful Edge Mariah Carey Tenorio of Pageantology 101.
Hello. Good morning, everyone, and good evening there in Colorado, USA. I'm Janine. You look like Miriam Kiambao. Anyway, I'm Edge of Pageantology 101 and a former beauty queen. And good luck on your pageant journey.
Oh, salamat po. Thank you.
Okay. Now we can now ask questions to Janine. Media, you can ask at least 2 questions because sampu. So let's start the question from Mel Caparas of Pageant Chronicle.
Hello, good morning, Janine.
Good morning.
Hello, Janine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas. Yes. First of all, could you please introduce yourself to us? Who is Janine?
Yeah, of course. Janine Aquino is a Filipino-American born and raised here in America with her parents who are migrants from the Philippines. My parents moved here from Manila, Philippines to Saudi Arabia, and then Saudi Arabia to here in Colorado Springs, Colorado in the United States. I've lived here my whole life, and I studied at UCCS. I got a computer science with a bachelor's of science, and I am currently a software engineer at Lockheed Martin.
Okay. Here's my question. What made you decide to join Queen of International Tourism Pageant?
Well, I wanted to join the Queen of International Tourism Pageant because I wanted to win. There are definitely people who believe in me, people who have given me so much support. I want to prove them right. I want to show that I am made of what they think I am: intelligent, beautiful, and willing to share with the world. I'm willing to interconnect with different cultures, especially since this is an international pageant. I am more than excited to connect with other people and share my culture.
And last question. Okay, name one thing that you would sacrifice for a Queen of Tourism International.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Name one thing that you would sacrifice for Queen of International Tourism.
Well, one thing that I would definitely sacrifice for the Queen of International Tourism pageant is comfortability. I fully believe that in order to succeed, you have to sacrifice comfortability because that is how you grow, that is how you learn from your mistakes. And definitely I've gone above and beyond out of my comfort zone, but I'm still so happy to be here and still very excited to talk to you all.
Thank you, Janine. Good luck on this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you, Mel Caparas of
Thank you,
Pageant
Mother.
Chronicle. Now, let's move on to Jay Barbo of Pageant Rant.
Hi, Janine. Good evening.
Good morning to you.
Thank you so much and Merry Christmas in advance. All right, so excuse me for a while. All right. So my question for you is: so based on your profile background, you've been into a charitable events. So can you tell us about what are the charitable events that you had?
There are a couple of charitable events that come off from the top of my head. The most recent one was actually at the Grace Morris Charity Fashion Show. That's how I actually got involved with pageantry. That's how I met Miss Riza Asa, and I was able to connect more with the Filipino community, and we were able to raise lots of, I assume a lot of money. I wasn't on the financial side, but I volunteered to be a model. Tickets were a set price, and the proceeds went to a couple. To which one? Sorry? The Pieta? La Pieta International. I'm sorry, excuse me. But the proceeds went to there, and then in the past I've also been a Red Cross volunteer as well. One of the things that I would do was the program Sound the Alarm. What we would do is we would go to high-risk areas for fires, and we would help install free fire alarms and give fire safety tips and education to those just in case, because there's high risks there, but we want to make sure that they take all the precautions that they need.
All right. My second question for you is: prior than joining this recent pageant, did you had other pageants based on your previous or your first? Is this your first time?
This is actually This is actually my second time ever joining a pageant. The first pageant that I ever joined was Miss Philippines USA. It was a national pageant that took place in LA, California.
All right. Thank you so much, Janine, and good luck.
Salamat.
Thank you, Mother.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay of Pageant Rant. Let's move on to Eton Concepcion of Manila Standard.
Hello again, Queen Janine.
Hi. Merry
Queen Janine,
Christmas.
despite the fact that you're living in the United States, can you give us at least 3 qualities of being a Filipina that made you the proudest?
Made me the proudest. I believe that we're, as a Filipino American, especially with the Filipino qualities that I have inherited, Filipinos are very hospitable. They have very core family values. I feel very connected with my family. We all actually live here in Colorado, and I would love to stay here forever with my family. I don't have any intention on moving. Another thing is that I feel like we're great problem solvers. I think we sometimes we run into a few obstacles, but no matter what, we'll be able to get it done one way or another. And I also believe that the Filipino community has a very, very strong community, especially here in Colorado. The Filipino American community of Southern Colorado is very prominent with getting together and sharing and celebrating being Filipino.
Yes, it's always fiesta.
Yes.
Most especially during long holiday season, just like this one.
Definitely.
My second question, Queen Janine. I read your short profile, and it is being said there that you have 4 adopted siblings.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feeling about it? And can you share your most memorable experiences with your siblings?
With my siblings, I have 4 adoptive siblings. I have 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. My 2 older sisters are actually white, and my 2 younger brothers are actually black. So we're very, very diverse. We all are all Americans, but I'm Filipino American, but we still accept that about each other. Growing up with these younger siblings around my age, whether older or younger, has taught me a lot about responsibility, about sharing, and about kindness. Without them, I feel like I wouldn't be the person who I was today. They've taught me a lot about empathy. I remember a lot of sharing, a lot of being together. Just in general, I didn't have, I would always tag along with them and be able to make new friends. And I'm trying to think of a specific memory. I have one specific memory where they taught me about empathy and kindness, specifically with my older sister, Jessie. This one stands out the most. Whenever I got hurt, she would take the time to make me feel better and do this cute little pretend thing where she would get a string, an invisible string, and put it in where the hurt was. So like, for example, if I scraped my knee and I put the string, she would put the string in my knee and then pull all the hurt out, and it magically would just make me feel better. But the fact that she was able to take the time to make me feel better and entertain my young heart, it was definitely a precious moment in my heart.
Thanks so much for that. Last question, Queen Janine and Kuya Obet. You also mentioned in your short profile that you also do social civic activities and programs. Can you tell more about these, about the social civic activities or programs that you do before and during these pandemic days, Queen Janine?
Sorry, do you think could you please repeat that real quick, paraphrase? I'm afraid I didn't fully get the question.
Can you tell more about your social civic activities, Queen Janine? Most especially the ones that you do these times of pandemic for our kababayans.
Social civic, could you please give me an example?
Like advocacies, things that you do for your community.
Well, as I mentioned before, I was able to participate in the Miss Grace Morris Charity Fashion Show, and I've been participating more with the Filipino American community of Southern Colorado. It helps me feel more connected to my Filipino American side of myself and with the community as well. I have a lot of big plans for 2022, especially for my advocacy. I believe that there is a lack of conversation with mental health, and while it is in the spotlight, trying to direct it to a healthier manner has been proven to be difficult. And Tita Arlene, or I should say Dr. Arlene Strugar, has studied in psychology, and I would love to interview her and utilize my platform to have an interview with her and talk about the Filipino American community and promote us, but also promote mental health and how to take care of yourself emotionally and mentally, as well as physically as well.
Thanks so much and good luck.
Oh, salamat. Maraming salamat. Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you, Eton. Our next is Ferdinand Abihon of Eventology and Sociology.
Hi, Janine. Magandang gabi in Colorado. Gabi ba? Is it night in Colorado?
Opo, it is, yes.
It is, yeah. Have you had the time to go home to the Philippines and trace your roots or be with your family here in the Philippines?
I have once, back in 2018. It was actually a wonderful time. I got to stay there for 3 weeks, and I got to meet the rest of my extended family. I got to explore the Philippines with my family. It was definitely nice and different because I have grown up here in America my whole life. So having the privilege and opportunity to visit the Philippines with my family, to get to meet the rest of my family and know what it's like to live there was truly an experience, a one-of-a-kind experience.
Yeah, knowing that the Philippines is a pageant-loving country, I think your family would be happy here to know that you're competing for the Queen of International Tourism, and I think you're coming here, right?
I would love to. Yeah, that's what I would love to do. Hopefully next year sometime in the Philippines. I'm not sure when.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is it Mother Obet? Is it face to face? And Janine will be coming here, right?
Yeah, to crown the successor.
To crown the successor. I see. So, how was it? How will you use your title to reach more people and to advance more your advocacies?
Well, I would like to use platforms and pageants such as this, the Queen of International Tourism. I mean, it's an international pageant. Many people are going to be watching, are going to be rooting for their favorite, are going to be listening in. And pageants are basically the original influencers before social media. And so with social media on top of that, utilizing the pageant's platform and social media as well, I would love to promote my advocacy and spread the word to let people know of talking about mental illness, mental health, as well as what it's like to be a Filipino American, to be a Filipina, to be an American, the both sides, the duality of our identities, and if they're not Filipino or if they're not American, then to connect and to understand our culture and what we're like.
Okay, for my last question, what is your Christmas wish for yourself, for your family, and for the whole world in general?
My Christmas wish for myself, it would be nice to win this pageant. Honestly, I would love to I would be filled with pride to win this pageant. It would reassure and I would be able to, like I said before, I would prove, my family and my supporters right, that they had a reason to believe in me. For my family, I would love to take them to the Philippines, honestly. I know that especially my parents really miss our family back home, and knowing that the pageant is in the Philippines, when I told my mom about this pageant, she was so excited. If she had not told me that she was so excited, I would not have tried, as hard. But now that I know that it's in the Philippines and I want to take them home, I want to give that to them. I want to, like they have helped build my home here in America, I want to connect with their home and let them visit. So if I win, you know, I would be able to, I would have a very good reason to take them there. And then for the whole world, I would really like, as a Christmas present, I think to spread kindness and understanding. There's a lot of diversity and a lot of judging, a lot of splitting between the world, whether you're in a different country, whether you identify sexually a different way, whether you are a different gender. There's a lot of judgments, but you don't really truly know how it feels to be that person. So I would want the whole world to be more kind, spread more kindness, because once you give kindness to one person, it's more likely that another person will be kind and it will spread throughout the world.
Thank you, dear, and best of luck and Merry Christmas.
Salamat po. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you, Per Abihon. Let's move on to Ed Tenoria of Pageantology 101.
Hi, Janine. Good evening there in Colorado.
Good
And
morning.
of course, good morning here in the Philippines. So my first question. Okay. Hi, Janine.
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. What trivia about yourself you would like to share with us? Or can you give us 3 fun facts that we should know about you?
3 fun facts. One thing that I feel like hasn't been touched on yet is that I absolutely love acting. I love being on the stage. I love memorizing the scripts and finding the character, sculpting the character, and presenting it on stage, because I do feel like it all goes back to empathy. Theater is another thing that has shaped who I am. It has taught me to be more aware of other people, and it has taught me to be empathetic, because not everyone, no one says I'm evil. Everyone has their own story. So that's one of the messages that I also want to promote, is that empathy. The second thing, another fun fact, a fun fact is I actually love playing pool. I love playing billiards. It's very calculated. It's very, it's fun, and it's just one of the ways that I like to spend my time with my friends and to pass the time as well. It's very satisfying whenever I get a ball into one of the holes. The third thing, I do. Oh, there is one thing. I also do like swimming. That one I didn't include in there, but I like swimming. I actually used to be a lifeguard at one point. I was a certified lifeguard back in high school. I took a lifeguarding class. Took a lot of tests to get certified. But that's another third thing, actually. Yeah.
Anyway, Janine, how old are you?
I'm 21 years old po.
Oh, you're 21. I see. My next question is, what is your perspective of trans women joining female beauty pageants? Is it okay that you'll have a trans woman co-delegate for Queen International Tourism this coming 28th?
I believe that it's entirely plausible. It makes sense. Trans women just want to be seen as women. And in these pageants, they're showing your inner beauty, who you are, not just what's on the outside, but what's on the inside too. And to exclude an entire group of people from a pageantry such as this, I believe is unfair. And if not just some pageants, if not all pageants, to be inclusive of trans women, but at least some that are maybe specific for trans women, or some that are specific for naturally born females. It really does depend, but I do see a lack of pageants that allow that inclusivity for trans women.
I see. My last question is, why should you be the next queen of international tourism title holder?
Well, I believe that I should be the next queen of international tourism.
Tourism.
Yes, because I believe that not only am I sorry, excuse me. I believe that I should be the next queen of international tourism because I am a Filipino American. I am both Filipino and American, and so I can easily represent both the duality of my identity and show off the best ways, the best sides of being a Filipino and being an American as well. There's only one other contestant, I believe, that kind of has this duality, and I believe it's very unique. And with tourism, you get to travel the world, you get to tour around, and as I said before, it's interconnectivity. You get to learn more about other people's culture. So with those two cultures combined, I would be able to present myself on the platform as both Filipino and American, to have both the cultures and promote tourism both there.
Very well said. Congratulations in advance, Janine, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, and thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Let's move on to Joy Arguel of Pop Philippines.
Hi, Janine.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Janine. Now that we get to know you through the question and answer, let's have a quick this or that game, okay?
Okay.
I will ask you to pick between two words or two scenarios and just explain briefly why. Okay, let's start with coffee or tea.
Tea. I actually like tea a lot more. I get to put in a lot of honey. I have a very sweet tooth. Both coffee and tea can be bitter, but depending on what you do, there's a variety of different things that you can do with tea, a variety of different flavors. You could put milk, you could put boba. I feel like it's very diverse.
Okay, next is swimsuit or evening gown.
Evening gown. I feel like with an evening gown, you really get that princess moment that makes all the contestants feel special.
Okay, and last is crown or romance.
Say that again one more time.
Crown or romance.
Crown. That's what I'm really shooting for right now. Definitely a crown.
Okay. Then my question na ako last time. As a beauty queen, what is the most important thing we should be teaching young girls today?
The most important thing we should be teaching girls is empowerment. I believe that young girls need to know that they have what it takes inside of themselves to do what they want to do, to study what they want to study, to achieve what they want to achieve. I've experienced it myself where I've been put down because I am a girl and that I can't pursue. I'm a woman in STEM and in the STEM field, and so it's very male dominated, and I feel like girls should know that anything that they put their mind to, they should be able to, if with hard work and dedication, of course, not everything comes on a silver platter, but to take up the power within themselves and to charge forth to what they would like to achieve.
Okay, wow. Best of luck, Janine, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joy. Let's move on to Noli Berriosok of the MB Worldwide.
Hi. Hi, Janine. Good evening there.
Good morning there.
Yeah. Greetings from Manila to Colorado. You've been to Aspen, I'm sure, right?
To Aspen? Unfortunately, I don't think I have. It's 4 hours away from Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I heard that you're into theater, right?
Into, sorry?
Theater.
Yes, that is correct, Paul.
Yeah. Oo. So, what is your favorite play or musical in Broadway?
In Broadway, in Broadway specifically, my favorite one is Hamilton. That's one of my favorite musicals. I have it on replay, and I love the statement that they put out there of the different diversity. Even though the original characters, or should I say the actual people that they were playing, were white, most of the cast was originally most of the cast was diverse, so they weren't white. They prioritized minorities, and it really proved that despite the color of your skin or your ethnicity, if you can bring the character to life, it adds a whole other flavor to the play, and it's incredibly it's incredibly exciting and more to enjoy.
Okay. Just a follow-up question. Have you auditioned for a major or any major or any minor role in a play or a musical there? I mean, whether it is national or local.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've not auditioned for Broadway since it is in New York, but I have auditioned for a lot of local theater here in Colorado Springs. I have been in more than, I think, 10 plays. Most recently, I was in a student production play called The Rabbit and the Fox, and it was written and produced by a student. And the other one that I've been in that I was extremely proud of being in was the musical Hair that takes place in the 1960s. I played a woman named Jeannie, and she had her very own solo.
What is your dream role, given a chance?
If I was able to have my dream role, it would be Veronica from Heathers. Heathers the musical it has some people like it, some people don't, but I absolutely love it. I love the music in it, I love the story in it. The first time that I ever saw it, it shocked me, it made me cry, it made me laugh. It was very funny, and the main character, Veronica, is such a strong female lead role, and she also has very beautiful songs that I would love to sing.
Okay. With regards to this coming international pageant, by joining in this competition, what do you expect to gain personally?
What I would expect to gain is both confidence and humbleness. I would love, obviously, I feel like there's a struggle with confidence sometimes in pageants, but sometimes people are too confident, sometimes people are underconfident, and so I feel like striking that balance of feeling confident enough and being humble enough to still share with others, but also be strong within myself and protect myself with those boundaries. After if I won the pageant, that's what I would like to gain.
Okay, since this is a virtual pageant, what part of this competition you give more time or way to prepare?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Since this is a virtual pageant, what part of the competition you give more time or way to prepare?
Well, to prepare, there was a lot of time and anticipation that I had to put into this virtual pageant. Since it's virtual, it's an entirely different animal. It's not one go and it's done. there's a lot more powerful tools of editing, and you have to also prepare videographers, you have to prepare your makeup, you have to prepare your hair. So it goes beyond just the gown, the makeup, and the hair, and the heels, and all that. But you also have to think of where you have to go, what the location is, because that's not provided. You have to think of the music. You have to your own producer. So a lot of thought went into the things that I had presented onto the stage, or onto the screen, I guess.
Well said, Janine. Best of luck.
Salamat po. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Nolly. Let's move on to Francois of Pageant Mag.
Hello, Janine.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking, Janine, and good evening to you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you. So, Janine, how long have you been following pageants or pageantry?
This is actually the first year, this year only, that I've ever been in pageants. So this is my second one. The first one I was in, like I said before, the Miss Philippines USA. That was taking place in November.
I see. So, Janine, can you just share to us a particular beauty queen that you look up to?
I look up...
And why?
Oh, well, I have to look up to Riza Asa. She was the one who saw me. She's the one who coached me. She's the one who helped me get to where I am. I definitely look up to her. I hold her opinion in very, very high regard. She's always looking stunning, and she wants to share her knowledge, her kindness, and her, like I said, her knowledge. So I definitely look up to Riza Asa.
Wow, that's great. All right, so I just wanted to ask as well, Janine, of all the pageants today, why did you choose to join Queen of Tourism International and not the otherwise?
Well, I wanted to join this one because it is international. Thinking about my Filipino American identity and being able to share that, it's been a really great experience. Getting to share things and doing research on the Philippines, doing research on my own hometown, and promoting tourism, because one of the topics that we have to share in our speech is how tourism creates jobs. So I think that tourism is a very valuable asset to the world around us. I actually looked up on, I believe on census.gov, 4.5% of tourism contributes to the global economy, just overall. And that's 4.5% seems like a small number, but when you put it into the perspective, it's a lot. It's huge. Another reason why is because it's virtual. I was very excited to hear that it was virtual. I have a background in putting together videos using not Visual Studio Pro. That's a different one. In some editing softwares. I'm blanking on the name, unfortunately, right now. I was a part of a TV little news anchor thing in high school, and I was able to be the anchor. I was able to film and make shoots, so I felt like that went to the best of my ability.
That's great. So good luck to you, Janine, and looking forward on your journey.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you, Francois. Let's move on to Elsa Caparat of Philippine Star.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, good evening, USA. Hi, Janine. My question is, why do you believe that beauty pageants are still relevant even during the pandemic?
Well, I believe that beauty pageants are still relevant even during the pandemic is because pageant queens are idols, they are influencers, they promote their advocacy, and people look up to them. During the pandemic, a lot of people struggled a lot. A lot of people had difficulties and hardships. To find a person that they can look up to and help guide them through, a person who can give them advice and a person who could point them in the right direction, I believe is very important. There's a reason why a lot of people look to celebrities and politicians and many different people because they want to look up to them, they want to see how they're doing, and more importantly too, they also want to find someone that they relate to, someone that they would either want to be or see themselves in, and makes them think, I can be like that, I can get through this, whatever it is I'm going through.
Very well said. My second question is, what lessons have you learned from the pandemic?
Lessons that I have learned from the pandemic. Well, I learned that it takes a lot of patience, especially since we're doing a Zoom call right now. There's a lot of technical difficulties. Sometimes there's Wi-Fi difficulties. There's a lot of patience when it comes to ordering your groceries. There's a lot of patience when it comes to dealing with other people. And especially during the pandemic, like I said, there's a lot of hardships. A lot of people are on short fuses sometimes. And so to promote kindness and awareness of other people and being aware of other people's mental health and relating to them and finding that empathy, it requires patience. With that patience, you can find friendship, you can find connections. Obviously, if you're not patient enough to put together the Zoom call, how can you have a Zoom call and connect with other people? So I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I have learned during the pandemic is definitely to wait. I mean, we were forced to wait because everything shut down. So in order to get your favorite pizza or to see your friends and family, you had to wait. So patience is definitely the number one thing.
Very well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I like your sweater too, or your shirt. Your shirt. It's hard to see, but I see the pattern. It's very Christmassy.
Okay, thank you, Celso.
Welcome.
I think Eton has a follow-up question. Where's Eton? Eton, you have follow-up question.
Thanks so much, Kuya Albert. Yes. Follow-up question, Queen Janine. Queen Janine.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome back. I'm ready for your follow-up question.
Yes, I'm back. Actually, Edge Tenoria mentioned a while ago that you have semblance with Miriam Gambao. Then aside from Queen Riza Asa, may we know who's your favorite Filipino and American beauty queen and why?
My favorite Filipino and my favorite American beauty queen. Well, my favorite Filipino, I'm honestly really biased, but I mean, as a family person, I really have to go back to my family. I'd have to say my favorite Filipino is my dad. He's always been there for me. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here today. He makes me laugh. He's taught me a lot of good advice. He even came here right now. He's behind the camera. I'm sure he's blushing. But favorite American beauty queen, unfortunately, if you would like, I could get back to you on that. Right now, I'm not too familiar with American beauty pageants. I was very much geared towards Filipino American beauty pageants. So, because I know that was the niche that I would wanted to go to. I think it's one of the strengths of mine. But America in general, I would have to look into that a little bit more, and I can definitely get back to you if you would like.
Okay, we have that last question. Who do you look up to among stage or theater actors or performers?
Sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of wonderful actors and performers out there. I'm trying to think off of the top of my head that I specifically look up to. Actually, there is one. There is one particular actress that stands out in my head, and she's not a big name actress, but her name is Aquino. She is a Asian American woman. She's a YouTuber as well, and she's been in a lot of other big name movies, but not as a lead role. She has a YouTube, and she also promotes mental health. She promotes mental health and bettering oneself. I see a lot of myself in her, and so one day, especially with the pageant and with the platform, I would love to do the same for other girls who are like me, as Aquino did for me.
Queen Janine, last question. What's your favorite Filipino dish during Christmas and New Year season?
During Christmas and New Year season, my favorite, I don't know if it's Christmassy, but it is definitely a favorite. Whenever my family gets together for a big get-together, especially at my parents' house, my dad makes sinigang. Sinigang is my all-time ultimate favorite. I love sour foods, and I love to get like a big plate of rice, especially the way that sinigang, the way that my dad makes it. It just reminds me of home. It reminds me of family. It gives me this nostalgic feeling. Sinigang is definitely the one that I would have to go for.
Thanks so much. That's fantastic. We will give you more sinigang when we come here in the Philippines.
Definitely, for sure. I would love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kuya Albert.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you, Ethan, for that follow-up question. And, Ethan, where are you? We're doing the group photo.
Okay.
Arlene, can you open your video? Arlene? What about Riza? Riza, can you open your video so we can have a group photo?
Would you like to join?
Okay.
Is it okay if Tita Grace and my dad join?
Yes,
yeah.
Come on.
We want, the media wants to see your family. Riza, Arlene, tell Riza to open the...
Okay, Lisa,
Oh,
let me
right.
just,
We're doing a group
Hoy, ikaw dito
photo.
pala. Ikaw dito.
okay,
Yung anak mo.
I'm gonna give her a call, Kuya Obet.
Yeah, right here, Dad.
1 second.
Yeah, you can stand
You
up.
can squat maybe.
Janine, can you hear me?
Opo, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Tell your mom and dad
No, Tita Grace.
to greet all our media friends.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Salamat
Thank you.
po.
Salamat. I will definitely tell them.
Marami pong
Um,
salamat sa
But,
inyo.
Nestor, you are standing and we don't see in the
Yeah,
camera.
can
Uy,
you
sis.
Yeah.
maybe
Daddy, can you
kneel?
show your face?
Yeah, maybe you
I'll
can.
just read.
Sit beside Janine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
and mommy.
Oh, this is Tita Grace.
Tita Grace.
My mom is working right now.
Yes.
This is
Oh,
Tita
Tita
Grace.
Grace. Okay. And Riza also. Hello,
Riza,
Riza.
hello.
Riza, andyan yung mga media friends.
Magbilang kayo magbilang kayo.
1,
Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay ba?
Okay, na walang
Okay.
kaway.
Maraming salamat po. Maligayang Pasko. Masaganang bagong taon po sa inyong lahat. It's an honor to be represented by Janine. Salamat po.
Si Janine ulit.
Okay. Salamat po.
Salamat. Maligayang Pasko.
Wait lang. Wait.
Maraming salamat. I hope you all have a wonderful and Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
Thank you, Janine. Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Janine. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for all coming. I really do appreciate it. I'm honored to have you guys interview me.
Hi, Janine. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Mother
you.
Ove, thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mother. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Good luck, Janine.
Salamat po. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
Merry Christmas.
Mariah, hello.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I love you. I love the Filipinos. I love the Philippines.
Merry Christmas, Mariah.
Maligayang Pasko.
Merry Christmas, Mariah. Torres.
Maligayang
Merry
Pasko.
Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck.
Salamat. Thank you.
Bye po.
Okay.
Namaste po.
Thank you, everyone.
Namaste po. Edge.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Arlene.
Thank you.
Thank you, Riza.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Obet.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye, no.